Good morning. It is Friday, April 19th. We're 90 days out from July 18th. The DTD2 has us calling our Ds and our Os this week, texting our Ls. It is a quick start. Well, it's always a quick start, yes. It's a quick start on Friday because we always jump on right after James Shaw, just at 8:22 on a Friday to get out of the way by 8:30 for the Mark King, who does Wealth Building 2.0. Talking about this with a couple of people yesterday. There's two great opportunities to focus on all the revenue you're creating within your business every week. Tuesdays at 11 o'clock, the Matthew Erdman joins us, and the link for that is in Zoom. He's our regional operating principal, and he does the Wealthy Agent webinar every Tuesday at 11, right after Fight Club. You can join him. Maddie's either talking about something or he's interviewing somebody, but it's always something about investing or saving or just being wise with your budget or how to turn and burn and maybe take your money and put it to work for you as opposed to just spend it, right? We want to be investing our time with people we care about, not spending our time. We want to be investing our money, not just spending our money. And that's a conversation that takes place on Tuesdays at 11 with Matthew Erdman. Then, of course, on Fridays, this is why we get out of the way on Fridays and do a quick start at 8:22, is Wealth Building 2.0. It's a face space. So you're here right now on the face space. It's going to kick in at 8:30 with the Mark King. You can join the club. You don't have to. If you join the page, Wealth Building 2.0, you're going to get that push notification. Otherwise, you can just go jump over there. And we've also got the link for you in the morning news on Friday to go right from this to that. So that's why we always make this brief on Fridays. So we're doing this where we got Mark King coming up next at 8:30. And then, of course, more unprecedented access to your brokers here at Keller Williams Coastal Lakes and Mountains. You got a chance every Friday to go over KWCLM forms. That's at 1 o'clock. That's on kellertv.com. And then, we wrap it around. We get to the next Monday, and it's back at it with Ask the Broker at 1 o'clock. So Mondays and Fridays at 1 o'clock, time with your brokers. Of course, Wednesdays, 9, 10, 11, we roll. Next Wednesday will be Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire. And staying in conversation around the contracts. Next Thursday, you're going to have an opportunity to attend, if you haven't yet, the Value Squared conversation that Gary's put together nationally. That's happening from 1 to 5. The details are on the KWCLMhub.com. There'll be a link for that in the morning news, although with that class, you're going to want to register for that specific date. That's how they're keeping track of all that kind of stuff. So just a reminder, it's Friday, and somebody was just talking about, and we were referencing this earlier in the week, too, and I always give credit to her. Alexis Masmora said this a few years ago. She's involved with the great Adam Dow Group, and she's up in the Lakes region, and we were having a conversation probably 3 years ago now. And Alexis had said to me, she's like, you know what, Tim, I'm just overwhelmed by the underwhelm. And she was just stating the fact that, her inactivity is overwhelming her with everything that she didn't have going on at the time. And we're in complete control of that. And we also have to make sure, and we say this, and it means it for 50 different angles when I say this to you guys. The best part of real estate is we're in charge. And the worst part of real estate is that we're in charge. Because if you don't give yourself a break, you're the only one to blame. And if you don't encourage yourself to get back to work, you're the only one to blame. So there's no reason that you can't take an hour in the middle of the day. We always talk, if you've ever read or listened to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, and so many other people talk about it, that 4:59 in the morning, that 5 a.m., and it could be a different time for different people. Historically, most people will reference that 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's trying to bug you at 5 a.m. So if you take 5 a.m. and make that your time, it is deep knee bends. The great Jen Vashon has committed herself. JV, if you don't know, JV does yoga every day. That's what sets her up. That's what puts her in the right mindset. She former college athlete, played college basketball, 35 knee surgeries, like all that stuff, that pliability, that is just her time to do her thing. And when she does that, it's not only a box check that she feels better and she knows she's doing the right thing for her, but it's also just her time. Because as you can imagine, with everything on JV's plate, the rest of the day belongs to everyone else. So ask yourself, could I use 5 a.m. in the morning? Could I get up? Could it be deep knee bends? Could it be yoga? Could it be going for a walk? Could it be walking the dog, jogging, jumping on my bike, jumping on the treadmill, jumping on your indoor bike? Is it you read? Is it contemplative prayer? Is it meditation? Are you checking the Asian markets and investing? I don't know. I don't know what it would be for you, but if we don't take, and I had a dean of students 4,000 years ago at college that said, if you don't take one day off, you'll take every day off. Now we can roll that back and tuck that into a day. If you don't take an hour off, you'll take all the hours off. And what that means is we'll spend the rest of the day saying to ourselves, well, I never take any time for myself. And before you know it, you've wasted 167 hours and 59 minutes telling yourself that you're not giving yourself any time to yourself, but you just spent all day taking the day off, reminding yourself that you haven't taken any time. And if that was a long, annoying, laborious sentence, you're welcome. Because that's what we do to ourselves. We wake up every day. We tell ourselves the consequence that we want to impose upon ourselves. We name the chapter of the day, and then we spend the day searching for the evidence to support the title of our chapter. So if you've gotten to Friday and you're like, wow, this is a long week. Was it long because you were underwhelmed? Was it long because you were overwhelmed? Because there's cures for both of those. And just because you took 5 a.m. in the morning to do something for you doesn't mean that you can't take a 60-minute break, a 30-minute break in the middle of the day. We own our schedules. You can go get a smoothie, and if you're on the seacoast or you're in the mountain, you can go park and stare at a mountain, go park and stare at the ocean. Nobody needs to know where you are. You're in charge of you. And if that 30-minute break, if that 60-minute break is going to deliver a better version of you to your clients, and then come the end of your workday and you're heading home to your loved ones, if that delivers a better version of you to your loved ones when you get home, why would you not do it? So the next time you catch yourself doing nothing, you ask yourself, what am I doing? And the answer is truly nothing. Don't rush to judgment that you're wasting time. Because we're always investing time in others. Are you investing time in yourself? Are you taking the time to make sure that you're good? Don't get to the end of a day, the end of a week, the end of a month, the end of a quarter, and feel like, oh, I didn't take any time for myself. And I hear it all the time. Everyone's guilty of it. I get the knock at the door. Yeah, I want to take some time off. There's no time to take any time off. And that's Murphy's Law. Welcome to the show. My name is Murphy, right? I just had this conversation with one of our great agents the other day. Booked a vacation. Everybody started calling me. That's a great problem to have. And every one of us, even if you're a solo artist, even if it's just you and your cat, every one of you have leverage. If I can help with that conversation to make sure that you are delivering the best version of you to yourself, to your clients, and to your loved ones, let's talk about it. 603-834-2856. You can also book my face online at meetwithcoach.com. We're heading over to Wealth Building 2.0 with the Mark King. Have a phenomenal weekend. Take some time for yourself, and I'll see you soon. Take care.